Look at that gorgeous sandwich. That's what I want to show you how to make today. This is worth your time. Today I'm going to be making fried pork sandwiches. This is a delicious sandwich. It's commonly eaten in Indiana. If you were to go to Indiana, you're going to find restaurants that serve this. People do this at home. It is a common dish there. It is a delicious dish. And it's something that I really wanted to share with you because when I was a boy, I had one of these for the first time. And it was at a restaurant that was operated by some folks that apparently were from Indiana. And this is one of their recipes that they had on the menu. And so I learned this dish as a kid. And I've been enjoying it my whole life. The only thing is, outside of certain parts of the United States, you just don't normally see it in a restaurant. But it's delicious. It's fantastic. Once you've learned how to make this, you're going to be making it all the time because there's really not a lot of effort here. All right, so how you dress your sandwich will be your way, but I'm recommending a nice soft bun, some vegetables for it. Think about lettuce, onion, tomato, that kind of stuff. And some people want cheese, but most people don't. And whatever kind of dressing you like, whether it's mayo, mustard, or what have you, enjoy that on this sandwich. It's a really good one. So here we have it. This is fried pork sandwiches. We're going to get busy cutting this pork up, the beautiful tenderloins, and I'll show you how to make this. First, let's take a look at the ingredients. Come on over. So the ingredients we're using today are protein right here. This is a pork tenderloin. I have 2 of them. Now 2 pork tenderloins reasonably can get you about 6 of these sandwiches. All right, so this is really a lot of meat when it comes to doing this type of sandwich. If you use a pork loin, which is probably the more popular cut for this, then you can probably get more servings out of that. The recipe I'm going to give you will easily do the 6 cutlets. You're going to have to add a little extra flour and probably a little extra breadcrumbs to this. As far as quantity goes, you're going to be starting with about 2 cups of each. When it comes to the other ingredients you have here, you got some half and half. I've got eggs back here, coriander, thyme, black pepper, some salt there, and that's all it takes. We're going to be frying this up in some peanut oil, and when it's cooked and ready to go, it is flat delicious. So you will know really what this is if you go back far enough in history. We're looking at making schnitzel. It's going to be a good dish. When I want to cut my cutlets for this, what I normally do is to do 3 parts. So one is going to cut here, another one here, thereabouts, and then the rest of this narrow part is going to become its own. So basically you get 3 cutlets that are all about the same weight, and that's the idea. So these are going to be a little shorter. You're doing about 2 to 2.5 inches each up here. After we cut these, we turn them on end and pound them down. Now I like to use something flat and broad like a skillet. Make sure you have a rounded edge so you don't cut your meat with your pan. Otherwise, use a meat mallet, something that's broad. I like to also put my cutlets inside of a plastic bag when I do that. So I have here a Ziploc bag. I'll simply put those in, pound them down. Once they're flat, season, then we flour, and then it's time to get on with the rest of the breading. Now, I have that laid out over on the side. We're going to get to it in just a minute. Go ahead, get your cutlets cut and flattened out, and we move on to the next step. I have just finished pounding out my cutlets, and I'm getting ready with my spices. So I want to just salt it gently, and I'm going to be somewhat liberal on the rest of my spices on both sides of the meat, and then I flour it before the remainder of the battering process. The meat is now completely seasoned up, and I just got to get some flour on it. Now the reason we use the flour is because I'm about to use some egg and half as the binder for my breadcrumbs. Now I could just go that with the breadcrumbs, but if I put a layer of flour on this first, when I put this down into the egg and half and half mixture, I'm going to end up getting a much thicker coating on that final breadcrumb coating. It just becomes thicker, allows me to get more to stick. I've cracked my eggs, and I will be using a whisk and beating the eggs, beating the half and half into the eggs. All right, and this is very simple. I'll take my floured cutlet, drop it into the egg wash, then dust it with the panko breadcrumbs, and then we fry them. That's all there is to it. It's a very, very simple and basic thing. The oil that I'm going to be using is peanut oil. I recommend that you give that a try if you've never used it. It makes for a very, very good tasting cutlet. Of course, if you have anybody that has peanut allergies, you'll want to avoid it, as you already know. Other than that, a fry thermometer is very handy. We'll be frying these at 325 degrees. It's a perfect temperature. You're just going to fry them till they're golden, and at that point, your sandwich is ready to make. So my cutlet's in my flour, my egg mixture's ready, my panko's ready. All I have to do is into the egg, into the panko for a good mix, and down in the hot oil at 325. Cook this until it's golden brown and it's ready to come on out. We have these frying up. They're just now turning golden brown on the other side, so I'm about to turn them over, and we're off and running. The quantity for what you're going to be making today, and like I said, this is enough ingredients to get 4 to 6 cutlets taken care of. We're going to be using 4 eggs, 1.5 cups of half and half. You can use milk for this also. I'm going to be using 2 to 3 cups of flour, 3 to 4 cups of panko breadcrumbs, and on our seasoning over here, the coriander, thyme, black pepper, and salt. Just sprinkle over the top of the meat. Season it to taste, folks. Don't overdo it. And remember that frying will cook out some of the oils in your seasoning. So if you're slightly heavy-handed, it's not going to hurt. We've seen the ingredients, and now you know what we're using. Let's take a look at this cutlet and make our sandwich. Oh, yeah. Folks, how you assemble your sandwich is up to you. Use the bun that you like, use the kind of dressing on it you'd like, use whatever toppings you want. Now I'm going to go with a little red onion, some butter lettuce, and I've got just a simple sesame seed bun here, nice and soft, with some mayo on it. That's the way I like mine. This is good. Oh, devilishly. I'm going to tell you, this is a sandwich, simply put, it's going to take you back when you try it. And when you try this, you're going to wonder, why aren't these things more popular? Every time I eat one, I wonder that. So enjoy your pork sandwich. That fried pork sandwich is so crispy and delicious. Please take a look in the description box right underneath this. That's where you're going to find links to Texas Cooking Today. The rest of my videos and recipes are there. Also, there's a link to my website there, and that's S.A.Trotter.com. If you would, take a look there. That's where I sell my recipes. I've started getting them up there. I haven't finished. There's a lot more coming. Folks, please take a look, and thank you for watching this. And you have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay. I wanted to speak to you for just a moment about my recipes. Now, I put out my recipes, okay? They're on my website. Now, I don't put out your average everyday recipe. You know, I had somebody comment to me recently. He said, why would I do that when they're available everywhere for free? There's a little difference. Those that are for free, and I've printed them out, you have too, little tiny thing in the corner of the piece of paper that's covered with ads most of the time, and then it's not very descriptive. Not mine. Mine are worth having. Okay, so when you get one of mine, it's designed to be printed in such a way that it can be put into like a 3-ring binder. Look at this. Look at the quality on it. Look at how clear this is. The imagery is beautiful. So they can be printed, and this is the way I've designed mine, is so that it can be printed back to back, and then you end up with, you know, a complete recipe that works in a book, and it comes out absolutely beautiful. Pictures that depict everything that you need to do in the recipe. Now, not all of them are exactly that way, but a lot of them are, and I'm getting more and more done this way. And I'm putting a hard push towards good quality recipes that give better instructions than everybody else's. And that's the reason I do them this way. These are designed to have holes punched in them. Let me pull this up and do this with it. Look, 3-ring binder, boom, punch holes in it, you have it right there. Everything's all available for you, okay? So, pardon me, I didn't mean to hit the mic. Anyway, really cool idea, a great way to do your recipes. Instead of having to buy a book of 50 recipes to get 10, you just pay for the 10 recipes, save a whole lot of money, and you got a better idea for how to keep your recipes. Thanks for watching. Please enjoy what I provide. Check out Texas Cooking Today. There's a lot, I mean a lot of recipes there. And if you would, take a look in the description box down underneath me here, and you'll find the links to my website, to Texas Cooking Today, to the stuff that I do, and how to keep up with me and to find out a little bit more. Thank you very much. You have a good day.